Inzaghi, or I've got to have some no mark that we don't know. I've got to have Hansi Flick. Oh, Nagelsmann. I've got to have Nagelsmann because it's an exotic name and he's managing in Germany on a budget. Like, all of these people that are managed, like, they've got, if our coaches, if we had English coaches that were going over, like Bobby Robson went over to Barcelona and did it at a massive club. So that's why his name and his reputation was out there, because he's got the opportunity to do that. We're not giving English coaches now the opportunity to do that. It's the same with the players. Yeah, we talk about the players. No good English players coming through, and all of a sudden, Skip's got an opportunity. You've got players like Foden getting opportunities, and all these players, when they get an opportunity, they show that they can do it, and all of a sudden we've got a golden generation.
Yeah, that's very true.
The generation was always there; it was just not getting the opportunity. Sorry, Jake, go on.
But it's the big problem at these clubs now is that you've got players on 200, 300 grand a week. I mean, these players are earning more than fucking the managers. I mean, my manager at work, my boss at work, he earns more than me, understandably. That's because he's the manager. Then you've got a manager coming into a football club on maybe 2 or 3, 4 million quid a year, who is managing players on 200, 300, 400 grand a week. And this whole player power thing has just become, you could have Graham Potter walk through the door at White Hart Lane tomorrow, but, do the players respect him? Do they want to play for him? This is the problem. These players, they're not struggling to pay their fucking electricity bill because it's gone up because of COVID. They're signed into 3-4 year contracts where they're guaranteed to be earning 80, 100, 150 grand a week, regardless of whether they perform. This is the issue. No one's playing for personal pride or the fact that they need to be doing it. They need to be doing it. They need to be scoring goals at the weekend because they need the goal bonuses just to boost their earnings.
But that doesn't matter who it is, does it?
There's no fear of pressure for these players anymore.
Doesn't matter who the manager is, though, does it? I mean, when Pochettino came in, there were people that were underwhelmed with Pochettino coming in, and the players may have been of a similar mind. But it's up to the manager to sell those players his philosophy, no matter who that manager is. And if you look and you see potential with the way that for example, he's managing to get a unit like Brighton performing, then you look at, you have to. I think I don't know who it was said about expectations, club expectations against fans' expectations, like Levy's expectations against our expectations. But we have this expectation that we deserve to have the top managers in the world, and we deserve to be in the top 4. We don't deserve fuck all. We've won fuck all so far. You have to get there. You have to prove that you deserve to achieve that, as far as I'm concerned. And that may be that you have someone that is prepared to grow the players and grow the club.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I mean, if we go all the way back to Keith Birkinshaw, he came in, he was an unproven coach, and it took him a while to get going. We got relegated, we kept him, he brought us back up, but we went on and won 2 FA Cups and a UEFA League.
But the club also invested money in the right players as well at the same time. They brought in Ricky Villa and
they did,
Ozzy Ardiles. So the backing was there to a certain extent.
And that's the key. This is the key to all of this. Is it's not about spending 200 million on a player. It's all about buying wisely. And I think this is where we've always had the problem with Levy.
Is it not about expectation as well? Because, as you say, at that point in time, we weren't, we didn't really achieve a lot initially when he came in. And can you imagine that now? The fans just don't have that level of patience to say, okay, I'm prepared to go through that journey, because I can see a cycle and I can see that it's a process, and we're going to we'll get there at some point. It's instant. We want instant. We want and expect instant success. I
disagree massively, because we all went through the Pochettino project. We all sat back patiently waiting for this group of players to fucking win trophies. They failed at the final hurdle, and then I am like Stacey. I'm a big fan of Daniel Levy on the business side of things. I think the infrastructure he's put in place leads us. The last piece of the puzzle is success, and he just can't fucking figure it out. And it's,
No, he can't. I agree. Yeah.
It's his meddling. It's the structure he's got above the management, and we'll never know what the intention was appointing Jose Mourinho. I've always said you don't appoint Jose unless you're going to go and give him a fuck ton of money. And I do genuinely think that we were gearing up to that pre-COVID because of the
I think we
financial stuff we were having. But so that's sort of imploded on itself. But you look at it now, it doesn't matter who we're going to get in. And I personally couldn't give a flying fuck who comes in, as long as who we define as our key players in the squad are behind him, and those players that are not behind him get shipped out and get players in that want to play for the manager. I couldn't
totally
care.
agree.
I just want to look at the pitch and go, you know what, those lads fucking gave their all today. We did that almost every week under Pochettino, and I was quite, we were quite lucky we didn't lose that often. But when we did, it wasn't often, and it was normally against Burnley that we fucking wimped off the pitch.
After having 20 attempts on goal, and they had 2 attempts on goal, and they'd win.
Yeah.
That's a freak result. That's what it used to be under Potts, because we was always on the front foot.
Yeah, so I just want that.
So what I would ask
that's all I want. Yeah.
So what I would ask is, and I can't, my memory is famously not very good. So when Pochettino came in, where were we in the league? And the issue that what I'm suggesting is that I think before Poch came in, we'd flirted with top 4. We'd had a couple of bits in and out and fallen away. And when he came in, the problem is not the problem, but it is a problem actually, because when he came in, he got us consistently to top 4, but then had the audacity to go out and say, do you know what? I'm not interested in the League Cup. I'm not interested in the FA Cup. I'm only interested in winning the Premier League or the Champions League, and then had the audacity to get us close to winning both. And because of that changes fans' expectations. So when Redknapp was there, for example, the target was just top 4. So that was achievement. And therefore, when we got that, people thought, okay, great, we've achieved that. But Pochettino's going, I'm not aiming for top 4. I'm aiming to win the bloody thing. I'm not aiming to qualify for the Champions League. I'm aiming to win the bloody thing. And by the way, I've got you into the Champions League final. By the way, I've got us second in the league. And therefore, all of a sudden, as fans, we go, well, we're not competing on that level anymore. We're not competing for top 4 since he's gone. We're not competing in the Champions League. Failure! It's all a failure. You know what I mean? And it becomes, it's a different mindset. That's what I'm saying. That's how I see it.
I think Pochettino's biggest failure was not just getting us a winner's medal, no matter what it was. It should have got something, and it should have got us over the line, and it would have given us confidence in different moments. And that's one thing that you can say about Pep Guardiola. They've won that League Cup more times than you could even imagine. Phil Foden's got 4 of those medals. What is he, 20? He's got 4. I mean, Man City are lucky they can field probably 33 first-team players better than most squads in the Premier League. So, they are fortunate. But the one thing he demands is to win every single game. Every single game has got that respect labelled on it. And if you've got a manager standing there going, I couldn't give a shit if I win the League Cup, it's not really going to change much. Yeah, you're bloody right. Apart from the fact the players are going to have a fucking medal on their chest that says they're fucking winners when they go into big games.
But is that down to Levy?
I think it was to do with Daniel Levy again.
Yeah.
The priority for Pochettino was getting in the Champions League. If he'd been given the free rein to go for the cup, the Carabao Cup, he would have won the Carabao Cup. If he was going to win the Carabao Cup, he would have won it. But he was always at the focus.
Surely when you're there, we've got there. We got there. We've got there. So how can when you get there, surely when you get to a final, we've got to the finals in irrespective of what we say that Levy's focus is just top 4. We got to finals. So how is that then Levy's fault that we don't win it?
It would be a bonus for Daniel if we'd won the Carling Cup. His focus is on Champions League football and getting that money back into the club.
But Stace, we got to the finals. So how did we not? How is it Levy's fault then when we get to the finals that we don't get over the?
It's obviously not Levy's fault.
He was going to rest the entire squad He was going to play a team against the Saints that it wasn't going to be a first team, and we probably would have lost that game. But the focus would have been on the cup game with Jose, 100%, and winning that cup game. And he probably would have won it. He probably would have beaten Pep. I honestly think he would have rested the players. But then Daniel Levy said, no, it's more important. You play a strong team against Southampton.
You have no proof of that. Absolutely no proof of that whatsoever. Where is your proof? Show me the proof that that is actually the case. Apart from the fact that you're listening to people on Twitter telling you that that's what happened and believing it, where is the proof that that's the case, Stace?
You've just shut me up.
Well, no, but this is, with all due respect, this is the thing. I mean, and I'm not.
I deep down think that's true, Steve. Steve, I honestly do think it's fucking true. I do. I do. My personal opinion is that my personal opinion with Daniel Levy is that he told him to play a fucking strong side against Southampton, and then points mattered more than the fucking Carling Cup, and I know he does because he thinks about money. Steve.
No, but
he thinks about the Champions League. The Champions League is more important than winning the Carling Cup in his eyes.
My point is, making a point is fine. So saying I think that this has always been my belief that actually he focuses more on the league than the cup, right? And that's my belief. But when you're turning around to me and saying I know that he's told him that. That's what you can't. This is the difference.
Why would you sack Jose 2 games before the final, Steve?
I have no idea. It's all speculation, isn't it?
He's fucking horrible to watch his football. It's fucking disgusting. Put me right off. I'd rather fucking go and play bowls or something instead than watch Jose. But he wins fucking games. He does. He would have won us the cup. I'm sure he would have won us the cup. We don't know now, do we? But it's my inkling. It's not what I read on Twitter. I'm never on Twitter. Jesus Christ, what I've been lately.
But that's my point. I mean, a lot of what you said I agree with, but I speak of it as from a point of
how do we know? It's true.
That's my opinion. In my opinion, nothing that I'm stating is fact. I would never go and say I know for a fact that Levy has told Mason, or he told Mourinho, you play a weakened side against, in the Carling Cup or the Carabao Cup, and the focus is, you focus on Southampton, and Mourinho's going, no, I want to play a weakened side against Southampton so that I've got a full side out against,
a fresh side. Yeah.
You say that based on the fact that, Mourinho dropped Bale when Bale was in a rich vein of form after one half of bad football. So, whose decision was that? Is that you're telling me that's Levy's decision, or is that Mourinho's decision?
I'm looking forward to Mourinho's book, and it'll probably come out. It'll probably admit it. It'll probably say this is the reason why we fell out, and the reason why I had to leave Tottenham Hotspurs.
I mean, this is the thing with Twitter and that. It's like you get these accounts that they'll make a statement, alluding to everything's. The truth and that, and then they'll put #fact at the end. I mean, who on earth would do that?
What kind of twat would do that?
What sort of Wally would do that? Andy?
I don't say things like that. I don't write how I feel like I'm talking now. I don't write like that on Twitter. I don't.
I actually heard that Mourinho got the sack because he stole some Post-it notes.
#fact.
Had to let him go. Yeah, bloody shame that, wasn't it? Anyway, so we're running on a bit here, aren't we? We're kind of going off on loads of tangents.
Who's applied for the Villa game, and who's should
we talk about that?
Who's going to be our new Twitter villain
hero?
Yeah,
for going to.
Who's going to admit that they've gone to the Villa?
Hold on. I have important news regarding my applications. I have.
You got a ticket.
Oh, well done, mate. Well done.
You're a scab.
What about you, Andy?
I'm a scab. Steve. It literally came in
yes.
9 o'clock. So
yeah, I got it.
There's only two people going there on this podcast.
Yes, brilliant.
And do you know
So
what?